Darkness really began to set in. I found myself hopelessly addicted to heroin and crack cocaine, affiliated with major Mexican cartels. And then I met the Lord 21 years ago. I had an encounter with Jesus at a recovery home in Phoenix, Arizona, and Jesus met me, transformed my life. I became a missionary church planter to LA and to the Philippines. And later I was picked up on old charges for a stabbing, and during that time in the county jail, and shortly after I got out, I fell away from the things of God. Darkness began to seep back in. I went on the run. I remember being at a little cheap hotel. I would see shadow creatures. I would leave my body at night. I would get attacked by demons and have sleep paralysis, and I thought I had gone completely crazy, to the point that I used to take a .45 Ruger that I kept under my mattress, and I would put that gun to my head, and darkness had so filled my life that I wanted to kill myself. When I got to prison, I was doing the same thing. We were bringing in drugs and getting high, and for disciplinary reasons, I also got 5 months in solitary confinement for suspicion of bringing narcotics into the facility. The first year I was in prison, I would go to the chapel a few times. I tried to read my Bible, but during that time there was so much darkness that even as I tried to read my Bible, it was like sawdust. But when I ended up in solitary confinement after my first year in prison, I walked into solitary confinement, and at that time there was a lot of condemnation in my life. So the enemy was telling me, you're a fake, you're a phony, you can't be loyal to God. And I got into that little prison cell. I had lost everything again. I was strung out in prison, now in solitary confinement, complete darkness and segregation. And I got into that little cell and I cried out to Jesus. So from where I was to where I am today, it's amazing to see. And I give all glory to God, who raises the beggar from the dunghill and causes him to sit with the princes of his people. When I was in my darkest moment, in solitary confinement, God began to speak to me about a mighty move of the Spirit that was coming to this world. He spoke to me about an army of outcasts, an army out of prisons that He was raising up in these last days. But now you look at what God has done. You know what I mean? We have 3 campuses. We actually have a campus at the local prison in Ozark Correctional Center. We have a campus in Branson, Missouri, and of course our main campus here in Springfield, Missouri. And we're seeing God raise up people out of prisons just like me and use them for His honor and for His glory.